fish on. This is out of this world. Oh, it's a bass! Oh, that is why we're breaking ice. All right, guys, before we get into this video, I need to share a couple very exciting things. First off, if you live in Southern Ontario, I'm coming to Sail Cambridge. May 10th, I'll be there from 2 to 4. As you guys know, Sail's an awesome partner on this channel. They've got a sweet online store with everything you need, a bunch of retail locations across Ontario and Quebec, and I'm coming to the Sail Cambridge location. So that's May 10th, 2 to 4. I'd love to see you guys. Come say hi. As well, there's a chance for you guys to come fishing with me. This is a huge contest we're throwing. Northern Manitoba, Burntwood Lodge. I'm going in August, and we got one spot on the plane, one spot on the boat for one of you guys. So here's the deal. Take your iPhone, take your professional camera, GoPro, I don't care. Film a video telling me why you think you deserve to come on this trip. Make it creative, plead your case, and I'm gonna be picking one of you to come. You gotta be 21 years old, you gotta be able to make it up to Winnipeg, American or Canadian residents it's open to. The deadline is May 15th. I'll be picking a winner, so make sure to send your video in, and hopefully you're coming fishing with me in the north. And lastly, if you can't make it to Sail, if you don't want to enter the contest, you could work with me. Thrive Visuals, my production company, we're hiring an intern, a year-long internship. So if you're interested in photography, videography, the fishing industry, I think it's a pretty cool opportunity. You'll be coming on a bunch of sweet shoots, learning the editing, the gear management, all that stuff. So anyways, it is open to Canadian residents only. I got all the info below, but we're gonna be hiring somebody this spring, and it's gonna be a year-long, a paid internship. I should mention that. You're not working for free, it's a paid internship. So anyways, you'll have the chance to work alongside with Hayden, Brandon, and myself. So 3 opportunities to hang out. Anyways, back to the video. You want to do the intro or me?
Me.
You want to do the intro? Okay, say welcome back.
Welcome back. Today we are setting up a new Old Town kayak.
Good job. Should we show them the bro hug? Yeah. All right, we got a new toy. Isn't that right, Hannon?
Yeah.
This is the toy. What is it?
Kayak.
A kayak. We got a new Old Town Sportsman Pro. So Sportsman, amazing lineup of fishing kayaks you've seen me use over the years. They took a classic, the Sportsman, the pedal version. I got the Pro version now. So we'll go over some of the tweaks. At first glance, it's like, oh, it looks very similar, and you start looking and they change a lot of things. But basically, this kayak just got unpackaged, and we need to rig it up to get it water ready, because later in this video, we are gonna go fishing with it. There's still ice on a lot of the lakes, but the smaller lakes, the perfect kayak lakes, are ice-free. So Hannah and I are gonna rig up some camera accessories. As far as fishing accessories go, there isn't really that much you need to add. You're kind of just ready to go with these kayaks, which is amazing. Electronics, filming stuff, that's where it's gonna take a little bit more, but I think Hannah's up for the challenge. First thing you're gonna notice on this kayak is it's a metal track. Historically on the non-pro version, it's that plastic track, which has been good. It's handled by LiveScope mount, but this metal one is pretty robust. I know people are always doing more with electronics and mounts and everything. And the metal track is nice. It doesn't have as much flex. You can put more weight on it. There is the pedal drive for this version. Obviously there's motorized versions too, PDL, all that good stuff. But we're doing the straight old school pedal version. You know, with a motorized version, you get one of those racks that go across, but for pedaling, you need room for your legs. So we're gonna mount my HD shuttle off to the side here. And then we're gonna do what I've done on the past couple kayaks, is we're gonna actually drill some holes through the nose of the kayak and mount a tripod, which I know people think looks crazy, but it's just the best way to get the best footage on the water. So we're gonna drill some holes, rig it up, and are you coming fishing tomorrow or no? You are? It's gonna be cold. Okay, so basically what I've done here is this mounting plate. This is the receiver. It's got obviously a bunch of different holes in here for different things. You can put a Larmac, like one of those solid track mounts on the bottom to slide into the track of your boat or kayak, if that's what you have. In this case, I'm just gonna lock it right onto the tracks. So this is what we're gonna use, these little T-nuts. I bought a mess of them off Amazon right there. So that slides in the track right here. So I'll just show you how it works. So for any sort of rigging, you get a bunch of these and you can use all sorts of accessories. It basically slides in there and then it just grabs against the track. And like I said, these metal tracks are a beautiful thing. And now with one Allen key, we're just gonna tighten this up. Okay, turn it this way. Yep. So anyways, I got these 3 bolts holding it in place. I'm gonna crank it down nice and tight. You can see it is hanging over the edge, which might be scary. I could adjust that angle so it's hanging over less, but like I said, I've done this, I've used this. You can see how rock solid this is now, so I trust this. The reason I like using the shuttle, it keeps it super portable. So like I say, hop in between, if it's ice fishing, onto the kayak, onto the boat, whatever it is, this is the quickest way for the one-stop shop to do everything. So this is why I like mounting this receiving docking plate here. But as you can see down below here, all these little ports all over the Old Town, that's for actually running wires. And there's actually a spot in the bottom you could run a transducer as well. So if you want something more fixed, if this is your only and main source of fishing transportation, then you might want to hardwire it. So this is the next piece, same deal, got the little T-track nut and bolt setup on there. And this can slide on depending on where I'm gonna want to have my live scope pole and transducer. So I could have it on this side. What I might do is put it on the far side, so it's on the opposite side of the graph, so I can look at the graph with the one hand and tilt the live scope with the other, but we're just gonna slide that over and then it'll just tighten up. Going to the nose, you will see, once again, there's ports there for rigging wires, port up there. There's actually a spot in the front that you can put a trolling motor. Also, that metal track in the front, which is gonna be awesome for if I wanted to add a GoPro or something smaller. And then the other big thing they redesigned on this Pro version is just how big this front latch is. Easy access to get into, easy to rig. We have to put a couple handles together and some other hardware. This is the pedal system here we're gonna throw in. I wanna have this in here so I can see where it's gonna sit for when I put my tripod in, so it's not in the way. We're gonna take the tripod here. Man, I could almost fit this into the track mount in every part. That's actually something I've never tried before. Now with how the track sets up, I could almost do it that way and then I wouldn't have to drill any holes in the kayak. We'll go here. Wow. Yeah, this is for sure gonna work. We're gonna use those T-tracks now and we're actually, instead of drilling holes in the front of the kayak, we're gonna just slide those T-tracks in and we'll slide it in like that. Amazing. Now I don't even have to drill holes in my yak. Even with, you know, a motorized or pedal drive kayak, it is always good to have a paddle along if you're in really shallow water or for some reason you have an issue. All right, now we got the paddle locked in. What else? I guess this is the last thing. This knob right here is for the steering rudder, so there's really ain't too much to set up. So that's the tensioner for your left and right. There you go. So that's how you steer. That's how you can tighten it down if you want to lock on a certain course heading. All right, last thing is for the pole. So what we're gonna do is the shuttle's gonna go here. I'm gonna take the extra cord, it's gonna go underneath the seat and then it's gonna latch onto this. So I'll actually show you the pole setup tomorrow when we're out in the water. But that's pretty much it. Now with, you know, loosening a couple bolts there and this, loosening the track, we could have this whole thing unrigged back to basics. But I think we're gonna be ready for battle tomorrow. Hopefully Christmas with a couple fish, but yeah, the Pro's great. It's like all those little details. There's rod holders built in, the metal tracks, the increased storage in the back, the seat got redesigned, more cargo in the front. Like, yeah, I'm excited to fish out of it and hopefully we find some open water because I tried fishing a couple days ago, drove an hour and the lake was frozen. So tomorrow's the day. All right, we made it to the lake. Kayak is rigged. Unfortunately, didn't bring Hannon along. One day he'll be able to handle these missions. But we're doing a little backcountry adventuring. I've been to this lake once before and the results were less than stellar, but I've heard there's amazing bass fishing. Cameraman Brandon was telling me. So we're back, we're gonna load up. I do need to reference a trip from 2 days ago. Hayden and I tried to find some open water. We did a 45-minute truck drive, 45-minute quad ride into the middle of nowhere on a tiny little lake, expecting it to be open and it was frozen. And we didn't catch a fish. And I fell really hard on a rock. Are you filming? Anyways, this is take 2 on finding open water. Finally just finding some lakes to open up. So what I'm looking for lakes to open up early, if I don't have a chance to go look at it, is obviously darker water lakes, shallower lakes are gonna open up first, and lakes with some current. Obviously, if you go to a river system, that's gonna be the first to open, but some lakes have good flow, and that is definitely a factor for them opening up quicker. But I don't wanna talk too much. I wanna get fishing and christen the Old Town Pro. This is why I wear the waders, stuff like this. One of my favorite features on this new kayak is the rod holders down the side. So that's something that I always end up getting in the way. This rod we're gonna keep out because this one I gotta rig up. They just slide right in and out of the way, because even though I try to bring less gear, it still ends up being a lot. Okay, we're gonna put the shuttle on. Okay, that's rock solid. Now I'm gonna take this cord and I'm gonna run it underneath the seat. Okay, we'll tuck that cord out of the way. So there we go, nice clean setup for the pole. We got the live scope, I got camera gear. We're pushing our baby out for the maiden voyage. I just don't want to make it dirty right away. It's never going to be this clean again. Remember when I talked about bringing a paddle? This is one of those situations. Here we go, baby. 2025 open water season has commenced. If you are new to this channel, we do a bit of everything. We do some lodge trips, we do some kayak fishing, we do some fishing in the old Lumacraft, some fly-ins, shore fishing, fly fishing. We make sure the content is family friendly. You will not see any profanity on this channel if you're worried about your kids watching it. That's important to me. Some videos are entertaining, some videos are educational, some videos are just documenting my day, but I am very blessed to call this a living, making videos. And I'll keep doing it as long as people keep watching. All right, so the seat is adjustable. 4 little knobs there on the bottom. And you just slide forward, all right? Okay, we're gonna drop the rudder with this little hand control here. And we are gonna go fishing, except I'm in a ton of weeds right now. Didn't even get going. We just buried it in weeds. Easy access in the front there. Oh, it pedals so much easier now. Cool thing about where we're at up here in the north is bass stay open year round. So some people are counting down the days to bass opener. It's always open here for catch and release. Oh, we gotta work some kinks out right now. Season is not off to a good start. Now, I don't use the term professional fisherman to describe myself. I call myself a video producer, which I think is more accurate. Just happen to produce fishing videos. Well, the first objective was to find open water, which we did. The next objective, slam in this kayak. So at like a moderate pace, I'm doing about 3.2 miles an hour. It's pretty good. I'm sure I could do over 4 if I really gave her. Some good current here against the wind and against the current. We're just gonna go slow so we don't crank any rocks. See a couple of rocks. The shiny ones are the ones you gotta watch out for. It's crazy to have lakes like this in my backyard. Okay, so that lake is frozen still. It's not what I was expecting. Man, 2 for 2 on frozen lakes. I might be able to bust some of this ice. We should be able to find, there isn't that much open. At least we got some slightly deeper water here. Is that a fish I saw? Looks like a good sized fish. 20 feet. I can't believe the lake's frozen. But if we do find the wintering zone, they could be stacked. Let's see how thin this ice is. This is pretty funny. Oh yeah, that ice is nothing. Oh, there's open water over there. I think I could make it as far as, oh, there's a fish, another fish. Okay, we found fish. They're right on the edge of the ice. This is funny. Fish on. First fish in the new Old Town, and it feels heavy. Right on the edge of the ice. It's gotta be a big bass. I did bring a net. Nope, not the intended species. Walleyes open in a couple weeks, so we will just quickly release this guy. I'm not convinced that they're all walleyes. I think there might be some bass in the mix there. I don't know if my drop shot will go through the ice, we'll see. It went through. Does this count as ice fishing? Can I use 2 lines? These kind of look like, I don't know, big bass or something. Oh, whatever they are, they're right on my bait. Oh, that fish went for it fast. Got him. Got him in the ice. In the ice. Come on. Look at this. This is out of this world. Oh, it's a bass. Look at this. It's breaking the ice. Come on. You can't tell me anyone's done this. It's trying to jump. That is probably one of my most memorable fish catches right there. This is what we came for. That water is cold. There we go. Oh, I'm giddy. That was so funny. Just tried to jump through the ice. First Ontario smallmouth of the season. There we go. Through the ice. Can't make this stuff up. So the key for this, you know, in the States, they They punch for largies through the thick mats. In Canada here, we punch through the ice. So what you want is a really heavy drop shot weight, some heavy line that can cut through the ice. And then you got that little minnow bait above. This is by Evergreen. It's getting a little too thick. I don't know if the drop shot weight's gonna go through that. Okay, there's a fish, 25 feet. It just landed on the ice. Ah, it feels like it should be able to punch through though. Actually, I'm gonna put a heavier drop shot weight on. Okay, we're gonna go high. Rainbow. Ah, hit it with speed. Oh no, oh no, oh, there goes my rod. There goes my rod. I gotta just grab it, I guess. Come here. Almost lost my phone. Okay, all right. What a gong show that was. All right, we're regrouped. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Whole remote went in the water. All right, so I will take full blame for that. Almost losing my phone and drone remote down the hole. I think with live scope, you know, it's nice to see your lure, but I'm not always focused on seeing my bait every single cast. There's a lot going on in a kayak or even in a boat for that matter. It's more important to, you know, get myself in the zone. If the fish really wants that bait, he's gonna track it and find it, obviously, right? So, wow, that is quite the pot of fish. Gotta be close to the fish now. Oh, that might have been a bite. There we go. This feels like another big bass. Oh yeah, tank. Tank, baby. Ooh, that is why we're breaking ice and don't do a ton of bass fishing through the season. Wow, that's gotta be a 4-pounder. We've had our obstacles, but it's paying off. Wow, yeah, these fish are just kind of out cruising in the mud. I thought, you know, probably more bass with how they were suspending and stuff, but that was fun. What I'm using today, this is the 7/6 Tatula hair jig rod, probably my favorite rod in the Daiwa lineup. I got the 2500, this is the Tatula MQ 2500. And then yeah, drop shot hook down to a hand poured drop shot weight. These are the plastics I'm trying out first time. Evergreen, oh my gosh. It's called the Evergreen Last Ace. Very cool little minnow looking profile, perfect little drop shot bait. Yeah, this is size 2 drop shot hook, and I got it about a foot off the bottom. A beautiful little minnow looking deal. I'm trying out the new, it's called X braid. It's a new braid by Daiwa. I used the J braid before. This is the X braid, their newest, I guess, top tier braid, 10-pound test. And it's got an interesting color palette to it. It's actually green with little white strips in it. Almost lost the rod, almost lost my phone, almost lost the drone remote. This has been such a, oh man, this could be a bloopers video in itself. Ooh, there's a mess of fish over there. They're coming, soldiers lined up. Oh yeah. Oh, they're bass, and they are hungry. 4 of them. Man, does it feel good to be back. Man, they're all big. Like that is another hog. That's what I love about the kayak, is it just gets into these little backcountry gems. Whoa! I know my friends in the Great Lakes get giants. For up here, these are pretty big smallmouth when they're looking like, I don't know, 3.5 probably. There's a pot of them there. Oh, that's sweet. I need to go get a shot of that. Maybe I'm a dork, but there's this rock and the ice is pushing up on it, and it sounds so cool. Those look like bass. Like big boy bass. He might have eaten it already. Welcome back to open water, baby. I can't tell if it's a walleye or another big bass. They're all big, apparently. I really should have brought a scale. I might be on track for like 18 to 20 pounds of smallies. I love the variety we have around here. Just variety of lakes, variety of species. There's stuff you can fish for year round. If the big lakes are frozen, the small lakes are, well, somewhat ice-free. Yeah, there's a lot, a lifetime of water here. There we go. With the kayak, sometimes you just gotta let yourself drift and, you know, adjust the pole as you can. Like they're all cookie cutter 3.5 pounders, maybe bigger, I don't know. Wow, another bass on the drop shot. That's all we've really had to use today. Fired up, as Hanny would say. It's gonna jump. Small one. Found a school of babies. Sometimes with the drop shot, I'm not giving them a hard hook set. I'm kind of just reeling into them with a small sharp hook like that. You don't always need to do anything too crazy. Ooh, there's two. Are they friendly? Yep. See, I was kind of just reeling into it. I didn't do any sort of big smashing hook set. Why I like the 7.5 foot medium light is you can just load up with that tiny hook. I do worry about, you know, sometimes pulling hooks on the drop shot. So I do baby them a little more than if I'm cranking them in with a Ned. There you go. A minnow eater. I'm liking this 360 cam. My favorite 360 move is the tiny earth, which we will show you right now with some epic dubstep music. All right, guys. Well, we're floating through the channel to get back home. Once again, there's always fishing opportunities. Sometimes you gotta work for it harder than others. You know, we broke some ice, we caught some bass, had a lot of fun. Better than sitting and watching the ice melt. Overall impressions, I guess I'm not really surprised, but they improved on such an amazing fishing kayak with the Pro version. So many, you know, options for how you want to rig and accessorize. But as you saw, I had this thing ready to fish in a couple minutes with just rigging the HD live scope shuttle and the pole, and then the tripod for filming. Other than that, it's got rod tubes, it's got storage, it's wider. Yeah, it's a fishing machine. So this one is definitely gonna be getting a bunch of use this season. I love kayak fishing. I love doing this little backcountry adventuring. And if you're in Southern Ontario, May 10th, come say hi at the Cambridge sale. I'd love to see you guys. I kind of live in the boonies, in the middle of nowhere. So it is nice to come out every once in a while and come into civilization and see you guys. Secondly, on the topic of giving back, I want to take one of you guys fishing. So enter that trip to Burtonwood Lodge. And lastly, if you want to maybe pursue a career in video photography, the fishing industry, we got an internship opportunity. So email addresses and info below for all that stuff. Wear your life jackets, and we will see you guys next time, hopefully with a little less ice on the lake. Thanks for watching.